The five-member panel of the Supreme Court was presided over by the Chief Justice herself, Gertrude Isaba Tokuno. The other members of the panel were Justice Kingsley Kumsin, Justice Mariam Owusu, Justice Amadou Tanko, and Justice Yao Dakun Asari. The court described the application filed by the NDC MP as frivolous and an abuse of the court process. After this judgment of the Supreme Court had been handed down, the Attorney General, Godfred Yabo-Adame, said he was excited about what had happened and that, in fact, he did not agree with members of the public who sought to suggest that the Supreme Court were handling this case especially and not paying much attention to the case involving the anti-LGBTQ injunction application filed by lawyer and journalist Richard Delasky.
The application clearly was frivolous, and there ought not to be any manipulation of what went on in court. Even Parliament itself was opposed to the application.
On the cases that are being heard, there are those who have taken the view that some cases were filed 2 weeks prior to this case being filed, and the Supreme Court has proceeded to deal with it. The Chief Justice himself has raised issues about persons not prosecuting their own cases. What do you make of it?
Yes, I mean, as I said, it's most unfortunate that persons will file processes before the court and then fail to take an interest in it. On record in Parliament is a letter that I wrote to the Speaker asking him to reconsider his decision and all. So I expect Parliament, after having come to the Supreme Court to oppose this application, to also reconvene and deal with the matter relating to the approval of the ministers.
I asked the Attorney General specifically if he's interested in getting that injunction that has been filed to stay the hands of President Akufo-Addo on the anti-LGBTQ bill and whether or not he'll be filing for the Supreme Court to actually deal with the matter expeditiously. He said that he does not intend to prosecute the case for the person who had filed this case in this suit, Richard Delasky. Is the position that if Richard Sky does not prosecute this case, the Supreme Court is not going to hear it, and the hand of the president is going to be stayed on this bill up until Richard Sky decides that he takes an interest in this matter?
Well, if Richard Sky does not prosecute the matter, the application will be dismissed. The process he has filed in court will be dismissed. Yes. So, but hold on. I think that the duty to fix the date for hearing rests in the registry of the Supreme Court. And I do not understand where this business of people actually scrutinizing when applications are faced for hearing or why these applications are for hearing even came from. Back in the days, if we file an application in the Supreme Court of Ghana, it takes even 3 months for you to have a date for hearing. It is only after a party has made an application for an expeditious determination of the process that the matter will come up for hearing. And indeed, in the record, we show that this particular case, for the record, it must be indicated that I specifically applied for an expeditious determination of the matter. I applied for an expedited hearing of the application. So it is not the Supreme Court of Ghana picking and choosing which applications to hear and not to hear. Any party to any matter, back in the days I used to do it even when I was in opposition.
You filed for an expedited hearing in the Richard Sky case.
So I think you should ask the plaintiff. The plaintiff is the one who initiated the action. The plaintiff is the one who initiated the action, and the plaintiff ought to bear the responsibility for the conduct of the matter. I'm not going to conduct the case for the plaintiff.
Another big issue in court today had to do with the appearance of the NDC MP and his lawyers. Neither the MP nor his lawyers were in court today. There was no explanation as to why they were not in court. But the bailiff of the Supreme Court was put under oath, and he gave some facts to the Supreme Court. He said he went to the law firm of the lawyer for Rockson-Nelson, that is Nick Akufo-Addo, to serve on him some court documents, including the hearing notice for today. And that when he did, in fact, go to the law firm to serve these documents on him, he did not meet the lawyer himself. He met one person called Na, who told the bailiff that lawyer Nick Akufo-Addo had categorically instructed her not to receive any application, any court processes, any document from any person whatsoever, and that he did indeed proceed to lay the documents on the table, which would have meant that the documents have now been truly served. The Attorney General had been pressing for the lawyer to be referred for disciplinary proceedings, and that he described that as the highest form of disrespect that any person can do to the Supreme Court.
For lawyer who has filed an application in the matter to direct a rejection of the affidavit of position that has been filed by the other side. I mean, it's really, for me, gross professional misconduct. Be that as it may, the court proceeded to deal with the matter, and that is it. I think that was very unfortunate, especially as the same counsel was in the same day filing processes in the Supreme Court of Ghana. Earlier in the morning, he was rejecting processes from the Supreme Court of Ghana, and then in the afternoon, he proceeded to file processes in the same Supreme Court of Ghana. And I think the processes of the highest court of the Republic ought to be respected. The dignity and authority of the court always ought to be protected and respected by all counsel, and that is the point I sought to make in court.
But the court, led by the Chief Justice, said they will take some action on that at a later date. Reporting for Joy News, Akufo-Addo, the Supreme Court, Accra.